Hi, ladies and gentlemen. So, welcome to Marco DC's channel, Marco DC's universe, Marco DC's world. So, totally enjoy the world that I belong to. All right. Now, if you've heard rumors or you think something is true about me or not, or you don't know and you haven't been told directly by me, then most likely it's not true, right? I mean, you have to know that something. I'm not even sure what's being said about me, or whatever. But I mean, I mean, if there's a rumor going on, or you're like or someone tells you not to subscribe for whatever reason, obviously it's not a true fact, right? Like it's not, people can tell. I'm just very good looking and I have a good channel going, so people might be like saying stuff about me that might not be true. I don't know what's being said or anything like that. I have no clue, but just so you guys know, obviously you see my channel. Do you like with a famous celebrity? Most people do not know who they are, so they're gonna pick them and say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna subscribe because the channel is good. I watch it all the time." So with someone that isn't famous, you kind of think, well, do I know them? What's going on with them? And a lot of people give me a hard time because they don't know who I am, and they think I'm, or they kind of have some idea who I am. Because people that subscribe to my channel know a little bit about me because most people are local because they don't, people of the world don't really know me yet because I'm not famous yet, right? But I mean, if you see someone that's good looking and they're doing their own thing. It's not something that it's not something that you can really kind of argue. Like you have to let it go. I mean, if you heard rumors or whatever, they're not true, right? And obviously they're not true. It's just that people will say things. When you're famous, people don't care. They're like, well, that person dissed me, whatever. I wish I never do, but if somebody disses you and you're like, well, they're famous. I'm gonna subscribe to their channel regardless because they're famous and they're really good, right? But for someone that isn't famous, you're like, well, I know them. I kind of think I've seen them around. They may have been like this with me, but I'm not sure. But I heard this rumor, and that kind of thing. So you're like, well, I'm not going to subscribe. But really, in reality, do you actually know directly from me, or directly from the celebrity, what's actually going on, So I mean, when it comes down to picking someone to subscribe to, you decide, well, this person, I was told this. Well, that's not necessarily true, right? So obviously, you have to say to yourself, um, you have to say to yourself, like, do I like the channel? Do I value the channel? Whether there's rumors circulating or whether this person is someone that I really want to date and they're not paying any attention to me or whatever, you don't decide that way. You decide on whether the channel is good, whether it has merit, whether it has value, whether the channel is important, whether the channel is like doing entertaining you, whether the channel is like this is really really good. Those are the factors that you really think about when you want to subscribe to a channel. But you kind of toss those aside when you're like, well, this is the person. I heard this. Well, it's not really true, right? Like if you hear about any celebrity and there's a rumor, well, sometimes it is true, yes, but despite that, there are people too, right? But I mean, sometimes it is, and most of the time it isn't true, right? So if it's not true, then why would you even be concerned about it, right? So anyway, I really want you guys to be like this. Check out my channel, like actually see my channel for what it is, and check out my past videos too. Like my past videos are super super good, right? Like if you look at my past videos and my current videos, obviously are very good too. But if you look around on my channel and you actually see the talent that I possess and the fact that I'm locally in your neighborhood or whatever, then you might be like, well, this is a good channel. Like this is really really good. I really like it. I really enjoy it. So I want you guys to be like, look, this is really amazing. I really appreciate someone that entertains me like crazy. So yeah, so make sure that when you're subscribing to a channel, you don't just look at the whole exterior and all the rumors circulating, which I don't even think there are any rumors really, but just in case there are, I mean, I'm a good person. I don't do anything wrong, but there might be some people lying about me, whatever, right? So who knows? And we're all quarantined anyway, so I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter. But I mean, or not necessarily quarantined, but we're all at home. So I mean, if we're all at home and we're all like, and you're hearing rumors, well, obviously they're not true. We're all at home. We're all doing our own thing at home. Like we can't really how can there be anything bad to say about a person when they're at home, you know? But anyway, it's just something that people do. You know, people will be like, "Well, don't follow him because he's this and that, or he did this or he did that." Well, at the end of the day, it's the talent that shines through, right? The talent that goes through into the work that they do, and you know, if the person hasn't been directly wrongfully mean to you or said something nasty to you, which I never would do, then you know, well, if that person doesn't say anything nasty to me and they're a good channel, then I'm going to follow them, of course. Uh, and especially if they're really, really good. Now, I've seen many a channel, many a channel that is not nearly as good as mine. And I'm still at the place where I'm at, which is not bad. I mean, I'm not going to say it's bad. Having 984 subscribers is pretty impressive for someone that doesn't perform live, that just says through word of mouth. And now we're back to second home, and I'm still through word of mouth, and it's second home, and I'm not able to tell anyone now. But I mean, it's still pretty impressive considering. Uh, but um, but nowhere near some of the other people's channels that I've seen. And I'm thinking to myself, like, these channels, I mean, my channel's better than someone like, even like Wendy Williams or someone like Tyra Banks, because I look better. Not that I think they look bad. You know, I'm never going to say anybody looks bad. As you notice when I judge a celebrity or say something about a celebrity in terms of my being better than them, I never say anything like they're ugly or they're this or they're that. I try to always make sure I'm saying, you know, they're worse to me in this way, but they're not worse than me in that way, or they're still really really good. I try not to make it seem like there's nobody's that are doing a bad job. Now, Tyra Banks has had, and the thing is, with all these celebrities, they've had their peak times, right? Like in their peak times, they were phenomenal, right? So we can never forget their peak times. So Tyra Banks, maybe she doesn't look as good now, and she's very pretty, obviously, still, but she doesn't look as good now. But when you look at her back in the day when she first started out, like everyone was wondering who that girl was. They were like, "Holy, this girl's crazy beautiful. Where is she from? What does she like to do? That kind of thing." So yes, these people have like amazing looks at some time, and that's why they're phenomenal as celebrities. So you know when they get in the spotlight, they some of them tend to get even better over time, right? Like that's just how some of them are. But some of them are like, you know, they fade or they not necessarily fade, but they just get worse looking or worse in some way, right? So if you see someone that's like a celebrity type and you're like, well, you know, they're doing really good at one point and they don't do as good another time. Well, that's what I usually compare myself. Sometimes they're not doing as well, right? But I mean, they're doing very well most of the time, pretty much all the time. But when you see their peak time, you're like, that's crazy good. So yeah, so just ignore the rumors. If there even are rumors, then we're all stuck at home. But I mean, obviously, when you're picking a channel to subscribe to, at the end of the day, is it really that they did this that you heard your friends say they did, or is it really that they did that because your friend said they did that? No, well, that's probably not true, right? Like if your friend says they did something, it's probably not true that they actually did that because most people just say that to be, you know, kind of like, well, it just, I mean, that just happens a lot. Like, and then you don't know the person, so you just take it for what it's worth and think, oh, well, it's probably true. Well, it's probably not true, right? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, and the thing is, I'm a very busy person. My focus is making videos to entertain you guys. My focus is doing a lot of other stuff that I have to work hard on and do a lot of things. I don't focus on treating people badly, especially now that we're stuck at home. But I don't focus on being mean. I don't focus on being rude. That's not my personality. But I kind of have a look that's kind of like a rude look. You know, like people see me, they might be like scared or think that I'm intimidating or whatever because I'm so good looking. It's hard to say. It's hard to say to someone, "Oh, that person is really nice." And people do say that a lot about me, but it's hard to say. You know, that person is really nice. Look at them. A lot of people are very intimidated by me, or very scared of me, even if I don't do anything. So, if you heard a rumor and somebody says something, you might be like, "Well, it's obviously true." No, it's not true, right? Like, I mean, I am very good to people, and I have a heart. You know, if I see someone that's suffering or whatever, I'm very upset for them. I really wish them well, obviously. And people will assume certain things about me. Like if I go, even if okay, for instance, if I went to a grocery store recently, and they just assumed I would go to the other end of the line and breathe on them or something. They were kind of like, like they were startled, and I was like, I'm obviously gonna go behind the glass. Like the glass is here. I want to keep me safe. I want to keep you safe. I'm gonna go behind the glass for this cashier, and be nice and make sure that I'm very nice and make sure that I'm not gonna get in anybody's way and I'm not gonna breathe on people. I don't have COVID-19, but I'm not gonna be like breathing on people randomly, you know. So, you know, and that was an assumption that the cashier made. And she's probably just terrified, thinking I'm some young punk, even though I'm not that young, but I look like some young punk. And she's like, what's gonna happen with this guy? Well, I'm never like that, and of course people might assume that, but I mean, only because they look at me and think, wow, he looks so good. He's probably. And I mean, it depends on how they've experienced good-looking people, right? Like I don't know how you've experienced a good-looking person before. Like if you had all bad situations and they made fun of you or they treated you badly, then that might be why. But if they treated you really, really good, or you dating someone that's really good looking, then you might think differently, right? But I mean, for the most part, rumors are rumors, and celebrity rumors are all, you know, it's fun. It's definitely a fun thing to add to celebrity, obviously. I mean, it's definitely something that people do. They add these rumors because it's a fun thing. I mean, why not have, why not have this conversation about the celebrity because it's fun, right? Like it's kind of like makes days go by better and you enjoy it. But at the end of the day, when it's not even true, you know, and of course, even if it was true, people are famous because of bad publicity all the time. So I mean, you know, so even if you heard something negative and you think it's true or whatever, you know, it's kind of like, well, why not support the artists for what they do, their talents, right? Like, for some reason, when celebrities do, like, celebrities will be crazy. They do all these kinds of things, and you're like, you hear about something, and you're like, okay, like that's this really nasty rumor, right? Or it's just totally made up, but people will just buy into it and they watch all the time. So I don't know, like it's hard to say, like if a rumor's going on and it's right in people's faces and they watch it, whether it's true or not, they enjoy it for some reason. So I don't know what's going on with my channel, but I really believe I should be famous by now. I totally think I should. If you see any of my really good videos, you'll agree that I should be famous. Like I think everybody will be like, yes, I think this guy deserves fame. And I've only been at the game for about 2 years now, but there are people with channels that are like, I saw this one girl, her channel. She was just talking about makeovers or whatever, and she's good. I mean, she's good, but she's so plain looking, and she's talking about makeovers, and which is fine. Plain looking people do get following, and they do get famous. But she's so ordinary to me anyway. But I mean, to other people, she's, you know, people like that thing kind of thing. If you're not super gorgeous, you might be like, hey, this girl knows her stuff, and you might like it, and that's fair. We all need people to look up to at every level of beauty. So that's fair, right? Everyone needs someone to look up to, whether they're extremely beautiful or not, obviously. So, and we want to encourage people that don't feel beautiful to feel beautiful, and she's perfect for that role, right? But I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm extreme glam. I look very good. I'm so good looking, it's crazy. And I do Melina videos perfectly. The makeup is flawless. Everything's done well. And you know, when I see her channel, she got her channel famous in a year, less than a year. And I'm like, really? No way. Like she had over 1,000 subscribers in less than a year. And I'm thinking to myself, like, no way. Like that is unbelievable. Like, how did you do it? Like, I don't know. She lived in the UK, so I'm thinking maybe she talked to a lot of people. Maybe she has a lot of friends and they just circulate it around. But I'm thinking to myself, like, you have over 1,000 subscribers, which isn't much. I mean, 1,000 subscribers isn't really much in the grand scheme of things. But she got paid, like, she started getting paid in less than a year's time. And I'm thinking, like, my channel's been up for 2 years. It's phenomenal. Like, I watch my own channel. I love my own channel. Like, it's really good. And when you subscribe to a channel, you don't have to watch every single video all the time. You can just subscribe to it and show your support by just clicking that subscribe button and not really focusing on whether you're like loving the content every day. You just show support, right? You just say, this guy's good, I'm gonna subscribe. I'm going to turn off notifications if it comes to that because he does put out a lot of content. So if I want to watch his channel and I don't want to see every single video be popping up every time he does videos, then I'm going to turn off notifications. Yes. Um, so that's the solution for that. But and like she's obviously very very good, and her audience is maybe her audience is a different type of audience, you know. But I mean, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying she obviously like I'm extreme glam like it's like Madonna compared to Perez Hilton, right? Like he's towards a certain audience, and she's towards a certain audience. There's neither good nor bad about it. That's just how the channels are because the Madonna's extreme glam is conventionally beautiful, and Perez Hilton is about a bit of gossip, kind of. Not really. He doesn't really do gossip as much, and he's kind of about. He's good looking for sure, but not extremely like Madonna, right? So we wanted to separate those two channels, and they have different purposes and their existence and all that. Now with my channel, I'm thinking to myself like, okay, I'm extreme glam, like I'm really glamorous, like I'm like totally like the epitome of glam, and jock glam for Marco. For Melina, I'm like the epitome of glam. And so I'm thinking to myself, this girl's channel was successful in a year, and my channel, like, I think a lot of people have a hard time with me because they do hear things that maybe aren't true, and of course when that happens, you're kind of thinking to yourself, well, um, you're kind of thinking to yourself, okay, like that's, you know, if that's not true, then why am I even bothering listening to it? And people that are good looking, maybe they have a longer time to start. Maybe that's what happens. I have no idea, but I'm thinking to myself, her channel got over 1,000 subscribers in less than a year, and my channel has almost 1,000 subscribers. I'm really hoping it goes past that very quickly and way above. But my channel has almost 1,000 subscribers in 2 years or a year and a half, right? I think my channel's about a year and 8 months old, or a year and 9 months old. So by 2 year mark, I really want to see changes. I really want to see my channel growing and doing phenomenally well. And I'm like, I'm so shocked. I was like, no way, you cannot have a channel that does that well. And all she does is sit there and talk. And I saw that she dresses really glam, of course, but I'm like, no way, that is crazy. And one other girl, I was so shocked. I think she had over like 1 million subscribers in her first year. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, like really, no way. Like, how do you do that? Like, that's unbelievable. I'm thinking to myself, she must have had some major publicity, or she must have been well known somehow. But maybe she didn't. Maybe she just had totally fluke. And some people really do fluke out, obviously. There are some people that go viral, like viral, like crazy viral, in like I don't know, like a year's time or something. Or one video just makes it suddenly, all of a sudden, they get all these views. And that happens, right? Somebody's video might not even be good, but they get a lot of views because they're in during the way the market runs at that time, and the way things are talking about, people are talking about at that time, and people are hearing about those things, and then that video just happens to hit the market at the right time, with the right words, with the right phrasing, with the right video footage, and all of a sudden that channel goes huge, right? So it just sometimes it depends on all that. But I'm thinking to myself, like, and I have seen some people that have done videos on me and stuff like that, and they've said, you know, how could this guy not be famous? Like, it's unbelievable. Well, I should have been famous by now because I've had past channels on YouTube that should have gone viral by now. I should have had those channels stay on. Those channels should have been something that are still on YouTube, and they would have had me go viral a long time ago. I would not have to deal with being non-viral, but and I mean I want those channels back for sure, like really, really badly. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching my channel. I really want to thank you all. You guys are really great. I really like the fact that my fans that have stood by me have always stood by me, and they really appreciate me. And maybe they hear rumors or whatever, but they know they're not true or whatever. And I think most people with common sense, you're gonna know it's not true. But some people are just not sure. You know, they don't know me. A lot of people really don't know me. I don't really have. I have a few close with me. I have about maybe 40 close friends, and my best friend, of course, my two best friends. But otherwise, I have about 40 close friends. So for me, it's not really. And then I have the closest friends, which are my besties, of course. But I mean, for me, it's not really something that I don't really, I'm not about, seeing how many friends I can have or whatever. But I do have a lot of friends on Facebook, obviously. But I mean, I'm not about having as much friends. I'm not about like hanging out with my friends all the time. As you can see, I make a lot of videos. I don't have time. But I don't really have time to be like trash talking people or dirt mouthing people or whatever. I'm a very good person. I'm very nice, and people know that. People know that about me. They see me. I have volunteered at a hospital for about 20 years or 15 years before. I'm a very good person. People don't know these things when they just hear about me. And I do have an evil kind of look. Like, not that I'm saying I'm evil. I'm not evil at all. I'm a very nice person. But like someone like Madonna. Like, well, Madonna acts kind of like Madonna's a very nice person, probably, I'm sure. But she kind of has that persona that she's kind of like an evil kind of woman. But we all know Madonna has a heart. She totally is very good, right? But I mean, like when you see her, you're thinking, and based on her videos, so that she plays games or does whatever, and you kind of get the sense, yes, she seems like an evil woman, but she seems really nice at other times, right? So she's just doing that for the act and the show business, right? But for me, I'm always, people might do the same thing, right? Like you look at me and you think, is he nice? Is he not nice? It's hard to tell, right? Because I'm very good looking, and they kind of have like the devilish kind of look, right? So people might be like, well, I don't know, I don't trust him, I don't know him, I don't know. He's intimidating, he's good looking, he's this that. Like people don't know, right? So when you actually meet me, I'm not like that at all. Like of course for me, I don't even think about how my look comes across when I go out or anything like that. But people might be like, okay, he's perceived this way, he's perceived that way. He must be evil. He must be this. He must be that. But I mean, I think for the most part, people know I'm very good. And there are people that look like me for sure. So I mean, those people are probably like, yeah, he's good for sure. I know what I'm like. So they know. But I mean, if there's somebody that doesn't look like me, then maybe they think, oh, he's just like Madonna. He's this and that. And people might naturally tend towards those things. But I should still have enough subscribers that I'm very viral. I really believe I should. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Totally enjoyed the show. All right, bye.